Okay, let's unpack this. For decades, Tokyo has been this global beacon of urban growth and, futuristic innovation. When you picture it, you likely see a bustling, hyperdense, neon-lit megacity.
Right. Vibrant, energetic, always expanding. That's the common image.
But what if I told you that beneath that dazzling surface, something profoundly different is happening? We're diving into a fascinating, maybe even a bit paradoxical reality today.
Okay.
We're exploring what we're calling the neon ghost.
Neon ghost. Interesting term.
Yeah, think of it this way. The neon is the Tokyo, that brilliant high-tech exterior, the ever-advancing world of automation, robotics, stunning architectural marvels.
Got it. The shiny surface.
Exactly. But the ghost signifies a quiet hollowing, a demographic recession maybe, a city whose human core is shrinking, aging, and, well, becoming increasingly atomized.
Atomized, okay.
And here's a surprising fact that often gets overlooked. For the very first time since the devastating aftermath of World War II, Tokyo's population has actually begun to shrink.
Really? Since World War II? That's significant.
It is. It's currently receding at a rate of 0.21% annually, which doesn't sound huge, but it translated to a net loss of nearly 79,000 residents in just a single year.
Wow. 79,000 people. That's not insignificant at all.
Not at all. This isn't just a statistic. It's a seismic shift, quietly reshaping one of the world's most iconic cities.
What's fascinating here is that Tokyo isn't collapsing in some dramatic dystopian way, as you might imagine for a city losing population.
Right, not like some sci-fi movie collapse.
Exactly. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's actually pioneering a future where demographic contraction isn't necessarily a disaster. It could be a catalyst for radical innovation. It's like a living laboratory for a new kind of urban existence.
The living laboratory, I like that.
Yeah, demonstrating how a city can manage a graceful sort of managed decline rather than a chaotic collapse.
So it's a glimpse into what might be coming for other cities.
Precisely. Tokyo offers a glimpse into what may soon confront other major cities across the developed world as they face similar demographic shifts.
And our mission in this deep dive, for you listening, is to journey through the three interconnected pillars of this profound transformation. Alongside the cultural shifts underpinning it all, we're going to explore the powerful, receding demographic tide.
The foundation.
The rise of an automated society stepping in to fill the gaps.
The technological response.
The ingenious re-engineering of the urban ecosystem.
Reshaping the physical space.
And finally, the cultural evolution towards a unique kind of high-tech solitude.
The social dimension.
Exactly. This deep dive is designed to give you a comprehensive understanding of this unique phenomenon, helping you grasp its nuances without feeling overwhelmed by, all the data. So let's begin our exploration.
Let's do it.
Our journey starts with the foundational context because it really underpins everything else we'll discuss. The demographic tide. This isn't a sudden crisis, not really. It's more like a slow, powerful, and frankly, probably irreversible current that is fundamentally reshaping Tokyo.
A slow current, that's a good way to put it.
It's the mathematics of decline, playing out in real time on this massive urban canvas.
You're right to call it a fundamental force. And the primary drivers are two powerful long-term trends. First, Japan boasts world-leading longevity.
Incredible longevity.
Truly. Japanese women live, on average, to a remarkable 87 years, and men to 81.
That's amazing. A success story in itself.
It absolutely is. A testament to advanced healthcare, diet, lifestyle. Really remarkable human flourishing.
Oh, it was always a but.
There's always a but. Coupled with that incredible longevity is a persistently low fertility rate.
Yes.
This rate has been well below replacement levels for decades. For decades. Meaning not enough babies are being born to replace the current generation.
So fewer births, longer lives.
Precisely. After a brief post-war baby boom, between about 1947 and 1949, Japan's birth rate began a long, steady decline. It hit a stark 1.36 in 2019.
1.36, and replacement is what, 2.1?
Roughly 2.1, yeah. So well below what's needed just to maintain population levels. This combination, long lives and few births, has created a demographic structure that is aging faster than virtually any other country on the planet.
So on one hand, it's a success story of human health and longevity. On the other, it creates this unprecedented societal challenge. And the projections for Tokyo itself, they're pretty stark, aren't they?
They are. It's not just a minor dip we're talking about.
No.
A comprehensive study by the Tokyo Metropolitan Government forecasts that the population of the Tokyo Prefecture, which registered 13.16 million in the 2010 census, is set to peak very soon, if it hasn't already.
Right.
And then enter what they describe as a relentless downslide.
A relentless downslide. That sounds ominous.
It's projected to fall to just 7.13 million by the year 2100.
7 million from over 13.
Effectively halving the city's core population over 90 years.
Yes. Wow. Half the people gone.
And this is part of a broader national trend across Japan. The country's total population peaked back in 2008 at 128.1 million.
Okay.
It's projected to fall dramatically to 88 million by 2065, and some forecasts even put it lower by 2060, possibly dipping to 87 million.
That's 40 million fewer people nationwide.
It's a huge shift.
Yeah.
This demographic process is actively transforming Japan into what's being called the world's first super-aged society.
That's a staggering transformation when you look at those numbers. And it leads us directly to what's often called the silver tsunami, which, as you mentioned, isn't some distant future event.
No, it's here now.
It's a very present reality in Japan. What does that mean for Tokyo specifically in terms of its population makeup?
Well, it's a fundamental reshaping of society. As of 2022, nearly 29.1%, almost a third of Japan's total population, was already over the age of 65.
Barely a third.
For Tokyo, the numbers are even more pronounced in their future trajectory. Projections indicate that by 2030, just a few years away now,
Right.
over 30% of the city's residents will be 65 or older.
Okay, still roughly in line with the national average then.
But looking further out, by 2100, remember that projected population of 7.13 million.
Yeah.
Out of those, a staggering 3.27 million, that's nearly 46%, will be over 65.
46%. Almost half the city.
Think about that for a moment. Almost half the city's population will be in their senior years. This radical shift in age structure creates what economists term a demographic cliff.
The demographic cliff. Explain that.
Basically, the working age population, typically defined as those aged 1564, peaked way back in the early 1990s.
Okay.
And it's been in steady decline ever since, while the population of retirees continues to swell. You have fewer workers supporting more and more non-workers.
And that's where the immense strain on public finances comes in, right?
Exactly.
A rapidly shrinking tax base trying to support the rising healthcare costs and pension expenditures for this rapidly growing senior population. It sounds like an unsustainable equation.
It becomes incredibly challenging to balance. Japan's old age dependency ratio, which is essentially the number of seniors for every 100 working age adults, is already the highest in the world.
Highest in the world.
And it's projected to surge from 48.6 in the 2020s.
Right.
It's almost one senior for every two workers.
Right.
To a staggering 79 by 2050. Nearly 4 seniors for every 5 workers.
79. That's almost 1-to-1.
It's getting close. This mathematical imbalance is the primary driver behind Japan's urgent and often really radical search for new technological and social solutions.
Because the old ways just don't work anymore.
The traditional model of a large young workforce supporting a smaller, older population simply becomes mathematically untenable. It forces a reevaluation of everything, public services, economic models, everything.
So we have this picture. Shrinking population, rapidly aging, immense fiscal pressure. And yet there's this fascinating paradox unfolding. Tokyo's continued economic resilience, even growth in some aspects. It almost seems decoupled from these demographic trends. How is that even possible?
That's the crucial paradox of centralization, and it's quite unique to Japan in its current form. While Japan as a nation shrinks overall, Tokyo continues to exert this powerful gravitational pull.
Like a magnet.
Exactly. In 2024, get this, Tokyo was the only one of Japan's 47 prefectures to actually experience an increase in its Japanese population.
The only one out of 47.
The only one. This happened even as the country as a whole saw a net loss of over 900,000 Japanese citizens.
So people are leaving other parts of Japan and moving to Tokyo, even as Tokyo's own birth rate is low and its population is starting to shrink overall.
Precisely. This phenomenon has led to Tokyo being described as a black hole municipality.
The black hole municipality.
Yeah.
Got you?
It effectively draws in population from hollowing out rural areas and secondary urban centers, even as its own birth rate remains profoundly low. So Japan's national decline is therefore manifesting first as this process of consolidation.
Right. People concentrating into the megacity.
Yes. The country's remaining population concentrating into its primary megacity before the capital's own decline really accelerates in the decades to come.
And the economic output is truly mind-boggling, given these trends. You mentioned decoupling. It almost as if the city is less about its total number of people and more about its sheer economic engine.
Absolutely. Even more striking is this decoupling of Tokyo's economic output from its demographic trajectory. The city's gross domestic product, its GDP, remains colossal.
How colossal.
The metro area's output is over $2 trillion USD. They actually rivals the GDP of entire G7 nations.
2 trillion, just
Right.
the Tokyo metro area.
Yeah. This economic resilience is possible because Tokyo's economy has fundamentally transformed. It's no longer primarily dependent on the size of its labor force.
Okay, so what is it dependent on?
Instead, it has evolved into what we can call a capital and knowledge machine. It's driven by high-value industries like finance, technology, innovation.
The knowledge economy.
Exactly. For instance, the city remains a global financial hub, attracting massive foreign investment and talent in specialized sectors. Its venture capital scene is thriving, funding a new generation of startups in AI, biotech, advanced manufacturing.
So that explains why, prime real estate stays robust and global tech firms keep a major presence, even with fewer people overall.
Precisely. It's not about sheer numbers anymore, but the quality and the value of the economic activity.
This shift from a labor-intensive economy to a knowledge and capital-intensive one,
Yeah.
that's a crucial insight into how cities might adapt to depopulation.
It really is. The city's economic engine has adapted. It's shifted its focus from leveraging a large workforce to serving the needs of a wealthy, aging consumer base, what's increasingly known as the silver economy.
The silver economy. More than just adult diapers, I assume.
Oh, much more. It encompasses specialized services for seniors, from medical tourism and advanced home care technology to leisure activities, financial planning tailored to long retirements.
Right.
Concurrently, Tokyo is driving innovation in cutting-edge sectors like AI, fintech, and robotics. These require highly skilled, but not necessarily numerous workforces.
Okay.
This economic vitality, set against a backdrop of population loss, is a defining feature of the Neon Ghost. The hum of the economic machine continues, even as the crowds begin to thin. This raises an important question. How does a city maintain such incredible economic dynamism while its human core recedes so dramatically?
It's the central puzzle.
It is. And if you look at the raw data, like in Table 1 from our sources for this dive, you see the stark forecast. Tokyo Prefecture's population potentially falling to 7.13 million by 2100.
Right.
And right next to it, the rising percentage of the population aged 65 plus PN, projected to be nearly 46% by then.
It's a city fundamentally altering its DNA, trading mass for specialized value, as you said.
Exactly.
That brings us to perhaps the most fascinating part of Tokyo's transformation. How this demographic reality is directly fueling its unparalleled embrace of intelligent automation.
Ah, yes. The robots are coming.
Well, more like they're being invited in out of necessity. Here's where it gets really interesting. The demographic shift we just talked about. It's the primary catalyst for Tokyo's systematic adoption of advanced automation. Unlike in many places, for Japan, this isn't just about job displacement debates. It's about sheer, undeniable necessity.
Absolutely. With the labor force literally disappearing in some sectors, automation isn't a luxury. It's viewed as an essential tool
To keep things running.
to maintain economic activity, preserve service quality, and crucially, care for that super-aged population we just discussed.
And nowhere is that need clearer than in elder care.
That's absolutely right. Nowhere is the need for automation more acute and immediately felt than in elder care. As the number of seniors swells, the pool of available human caregivers is shrinking rapidly.
The math just doesn't work otherwise.
It doesn't. It creates a critical shortfall that traditional recruitment simply cannot fill. In response, Japan has become a global pioneer in the development and deployment of care robotics.
So nursing homes are like tech labs now?
In a way, yes. They're transforming their nursing homes and assisted living facilities into real-world testing grounds for the technologies that will likely define 21st century gerontology. And this technological adoption is incredibly multifaceted. It addresses both the physical demands and the emotional needs of the elderly population.
Okay, give us some concrete examples of these empathetic machines. What do they actually do day to day in these places?
Well, for physical movement assistance, caregivers are increasingly augmented by powered exoskeletons.
Exoskeletons, like in sci-fi.
Pretty much. A prime example is the Hybrid Assistive Limb, or HAL suit, developed by Cyberdyne, a company out of Tsukuba University.
HAL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These suits are worn by staff in facilities like the Silver Wing Care Center in Osaka. The HAL suit functions by detecting faint bioelectrical signals on the skin, which precede and accompany the wearer's intended movements.
So it reads your intention to move.
Essentially, yes. It then provides robotic assistance to amplify the wearer's strength, making tasks like lifting and moving residents significantly easier and safer.
What's the impact then?
Transformative. Studies have shown a 35% reduction in physical strain on staff,
35%. That's huge for preventing injuries.
and a remarkable 25% drop in workplace injuries overall. This literally extends the working life of their caregivers, allowing an aging care workforce to continue providing physically demanding support.
So it's not just about caring for the elderly, but extending the working life and improving the safety of their caregivers, too. That's a crucial point. Addresses two sides of the labor shortage.
Exactly.
What about emotional support? That seems like a much harder problem for a robot to solve. Can a machine really provide companionship?
It is harder, definitely. But incredible progress is being made. Beyond physical assistance, a new class of social companion robots is being deployed to address the loneliness and cognitive decline that can accompany old age.
Like robot pets.
Kind of. Take PORO, for instance. It's a therapeutic robot designed to look and feel uncannily like a baby harp seal.
A seal. Okay.
Yeah, it responds to touch, light, and sound, mimicking a real pet. It provides comfort, especially for residents with dementia. Then you have humanoid robots like Palro.
What does Palaro do?
Palro is programmed to lead exercise classes, facilitate cognitive games, even engage in simple conversations. It acts like an interactive activity coordinator.
Huh.
And then there are more recent innovations like LVWO, which is designed specifically to elicit and respond to affection. It seeks out cuddles, reacts to touch with expressive eyes and sounds.
Trying to trigger that nurturing response.
Exactly, and the acceptance of these non-human companions among the elderly is remarkably high. Surveys indicate 87% report positive experiences and 75% genuinely enjoy the interaction.
87% positive. That's surprisingly high for something that still feels quite futuristic to many of us.
It is, and suggests the real openness, perhaps born from need, to these new forms of interaction.
Are these just individual robots dotted around, or are facilities integrating multiple technologies, creating a more, comprehensive automated environment?
They are absolutely integrating them. Leading facilities, like the Shintomi Nursing Home in Tokyo, are moving beyond individual devices to create fully integrated automated environments.
Okay, what does that look like?
Here, a whole suite of technologies works together. AI-powered monitoring systems use an array of sensors to detect subtle changes in a resident's condition, like potential falls, and alert staff proactively.
Preventing accidents before they happen.
Right. Then you have robotic beds that seamlessly transform into wheelchairs, allowing residents to move from bed to common areas with minimal human assistance.
Wow.
Automated systems even assist with bathing, ensuring dignity and safety. This systemic approach points to a future where repetitive, rote physical tasks are handled by machines.
Freeing up the humans.
Precisely. Freeing human caregivers to focus intensely on tasks that require empathy, complex judgment, and genuine personal connection.
That makes sense.
And there's data to back this up. A groundbreaking study by the National Bureau of Economic Research actually found that the adoption of robots in Japanese nursing homes led to a significant increase in the time workers spent on caregiving tasks that truly benefit from a human touch.
So more time for talking, comforting.
Exactly. Direct communication, emotional support, improving both the quality and quantity of human-centered care.
So automation doesn't necessarily replace human care, it augments it.
That seems to be the emerging model. It creates a situation where direct human interaction becomes a premium value-added component of the care process. It allows humans to be more human, paradoxically. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's not just about individual robots performing isolated tasks. Look at the data, like in Table 2 in our sources for this dive.
Okay.
It provides a compelling typology. It shows how HAL suits reduce physical strain on staff by 35% and injuries by 25%, directly impacting retention.
Right, keeping experienced staff working longer.
And integrated systems, like at Shintomi, are reporting things like a 20% increase in time spent on direct resident care, alongside a 15% decrease in nighttime falls, thanks to that continuous monitoring.
Those are tangible benefits.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This isn't just about efficiency. It's about enhancing the human element where it matters most, creating a sustainable model for elder care in a demographically challenged future.
That's a powerful illustration. Necessity truly driving radical innovation. Now, this same labor shortage isn't just affecting elder care, it's fundamentally reshaping Tokyo's commercial landscape too, right?
well, yes.
We're seeing automation deployed from convenience stores all the way up to, well, national logistics networks.
Absolutely. In the retail and service sectors, this transition is already quite visible and increasingly commonplace. Convenience store chains like Family Mart, they're rapidly rolling out and expanding their self-checkout registers.
Yeah, those are everywhere now.
They become a familiar sight across the city. Restaurant groups like WWII have gone even further, installing comprehensive touchscreen terminals right at tables.
For ordering.
Yeah, to streamline ordering and reduce the need for front-of-house staff. It shifts human roles more towards food preparation and delivery, away from just taking orders.
And I've heard about this concept of large vending machines in the context of commercial automation. What exactly does that entail? It sounds like more than just snacks.
It is. It's a fascinating evolution towards a more comprehensive vision of the unmanned store, particularly for off-peak hours.
Okay.
The Nomura Research Institute, NRI, is pioneering the development of advanced retail robots. They're designed to turn existing stores into what they call large vending machines during late-night hours, or other times when human staff are simply unavailable due to labor shortages.
So how does it work?
In this model, a customer orders via a smartphone app, selecting items from a digital catalog.
Right.
An autonomous robot then navigates the shelves inside the closed store, retrieves the items, and delivers them to a secure pickup box at the front.
Yeah, so you collect it from the outside.
Exactly. This allows businesses like drugstores and supermarkets to expand their operating hours at minimal additional cost. It effectively transforms previously unproductive overnight periods into revenue opportunities without requiring a single human employee on site.
That's incredibly efficient, almost like a ghost store that comes alive with robots at night.
Kind of, yeah. A ghost workforce.
But it's not just local retail. Japan is planning a truly fundamental re-engineering of its national supply chain around automation, isn't it? This sounds like something out of a huge infrastructure plan.
It is, and on a far grander scale. They're facing a worsening truck driver shortage. It's a real crisis already hitting their logistics networks.
I've read about that.
And there's a grim government projection that transport capacity could fall by a staggering 34% by 2030.
34%. That would cripple the economy.
It would be devastating.
Yeah.
So, in response, the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport, and Tourism has proposed the Autoflow Road.
The Autoflow Road? What is it?
It's an ambitious, multi-billion-dollar national project, envisioning a 320-mile dedicated automated cargo corridor connecting the economic powerhouses of Tokyo and Osaka.
Dedicated lanes just for automated cargo.
Yes. Instead of human-driven trucks, the system would use an army of robotic pallets, often referred to as wheeled boxes, traveling in these dedicated interconnected lanes, basically 247.
Wow.
These autonomous units would seamlessly coordinate with automated forklifts at enormous logistics hubs, which in turn would connect directly with major ports, railway lines, and airports.
A fully integrated, automated logistics backbone.
Exactly. This project represents a top-down, state-led strategic investment in automation as a core piece of national infrastructure. It's designed explicitly to ensure the country's logistical integrity and economic flow in an era of profound demographic decline. The massive necessary bet on the future.
That's a truly massive undertaking, reimagining an entire national transport backbone. And it goes beyond just goods. Tokyo's embrace of automation extends to the movement of its people, doesn't it?
It does.
It seems they've been doing driverless public transport for a while now.
Indeed. Tokyo is actually a long-standing pioneer in automated public transport. The Yurikamon line, which famously opened all the way back in 1995.
1995, that long ago.
Yeah, it serves as a remarkable proof of concept. This fully driverless, computer-controlled train runs on elevated concrete tracks. It gracefully connects central Tokyo with the modern waterfront districts of Odaiba and Toyosu.
I think I've ridden that one. Very smooth.
It currently carries an average of 125,000 passengers per day. It's a testament to the reliability and public acceptance of automated transit for decades. It's not a new experiment, it's a proven daily reality there.
So building on that success, what's next for public transport in the city? Are we talking more driverless trains or even autonomous buses making their way into daily routes?
Both. Building on this deep foundation, Japan is now aggressively pursuing the next generation of autonomous mobility. As of early 2024, a significant majority, most of Japan's prefectures, were actively evaluating the introduction of Level 4 autonomous buses.
Level 4, that's pretty advanced, right? full self-driving in the specific areas.
That's right, full self-driving within specific operational domains. Trials are already underway in various locations, including a pilot program for an autonomous shuttle bus at Tokyo's Haneda Airport.
Ah, for airport transit. Makes sense.
It's part of a broader plan to create a simple and smart airport experience by 2025.
And even the Shinkansen, the bullet train.
Even the iconic Shinkansen. East Japan Railway Company, JR East, has announced ambitious plans to introduce driverless operation.
No driver on a bullet train.
Well, starting with partially automated trains on the Jushu Shinkansen line by 2028. The goal is to progress to fully automated crew on board operation by the mid-2030s.
Crew on board, okay. But the train drives itself.
Essentially, yes. And this initiative is explicitly framed as a direct response to population decline and a critical way to ensure the sustainability and continued excellence of the railway system.
It always comes back to the demographics.
It really does. Yeah. And this raises an important question. What does it truly mean when the very movement of people and goods in a megacity becomes increasingly mediated and managed by machines?
Yeah.
It fundamentally reshapes the urban experience. It frees human labor for other, perhaps more critical tasks out of sheer necessity.
That's a truly profound shift. From goods to people, reimagining the entire transportation infrastructure, and even taxis are getting in on this, right?
Absolutely. No mode of transport is immune.
It seems like the city's streets are becoming test beds.
You're seeing it across the board. The city's intricate network of streets is rapidly set to become a testing ground for autonomous taxi services. In a landmark move, Waymo.
Google's self-driving car company.
That's the one. Waymo has partnered with Tokyo's premier taxi company, Nihon Kotsu, and the leading taxi app, Jito.
Oh, okay.
They're already beginning to test Waymo vehicles on public roads in bustling central Tokyo wards like Shinjuku and Shibuya.
So self-driving cars are already on Tokyo streets.
Well, these initial tests are operated by trained human drivers to gather crucial data. But it marks the first concrete step toward a fully autonomous ride-hailing service in the capital.
Got it. Baby steps.
And concurrently, a joint venture between Honda, General Motors, and Cruise,
another big player,
is planning to launch its own autonomous taxi service in central Tokyo in early 2026.
Yeah.
Using the purpose-built driverless Cruise Origin vehicle.
The one with no steering wheel.
That's the one. These initiatives signal a future where the city's intricate network of streets, once navigated exclusively by humans, will be increasingly managed by intelligent machines. It further redefines the urban experience for its dwindling human occupants.
So what does this all mean for the physical space of Tokyo? It's not just about demographics and tech, but the actual city fabric.
Right.
As humans recede and technology advances, the city itself is profoundly transforming, it feels like a fascinating dual process.
Yep.
On one hand, you're building the hyper-efficient, the technologically advanced, like those automated systems. But on the other, you're managing absence, dealing with the spaces left behind.
That's a powerful way to frame it. A dual process of building efficiency and managing absence.
Yeah. And it seems to apply to everything from how food is produced to how vacant spaces are repurposed.
Absolutely. Take the rapid rise of vertical farming in Tokyo, for example. It's a direct and ingenious response to a confluence of national vulnerabilities.
Like what?
Well, Japan has very little arable land. Only about 12% of its total area is suitable for farming.
Only 12%.
And its traditional farming workforce is rapidly aging and shrinking. Many farmers are in their 70s and 80s.
Right, the demographic issue again?
Exactly. On top of that, its food supply chains are highly susceptible to disruption from the frequent natural disasters, earthquakes, typhoons that affect the archipelago.
So vulnerability on multiple fronts.
Precisely. Vertical farms, these indoor facilities that grow crops in stacked layers under artificial controlled conditions, offer a technologically sophisticated solution.
How so?
They promise enhanced food security, sustainable resource use, and a significant degree of urban self-reliance. Growing food right in the city.
And there are some incredibly vivid, almost sci-fi examples of this, aren't there? I'm thinking specifically of the Persona Group's urban farm, integrated directly into their corporate headquarters.
It truly is remarkable. The Persona Group's urban farm, right inside its 9-story corporate HQ in downtown Tokyo. It's perhaps the most powerful and emblematic symbol of this trend.
What's it like?
Well, in a bold rejection of conventional office design, this recruitment company dedicated over 43,000 square feet of incredibly valuable real estate right in the heart of the city to agriculture.
43,000 square feet inside an office building. For farming.
Yes. Here, office workers literally share their workspace with over 200 species of plants. Imagine walking into that office. Tomato vines are suspended gracefully above conference tables. Lemon trees act as natural, fragrant partitions for meeting spaces. And get this, a rice paddy and a vibrant broccoli field greet visitors right in the main lobby.
Our rice paddy in the lobby. Seriously.
The produce harvested from this extraordinary internal farm is served daily in the employee cafeterias, creating what is arguably the world's most direct farm-to-table office environment.
That's incredible. How do they do it?
It utilizes both hydroponic and soil-based systems, supported by specialized LED lighting tailored to each plant's needs, and an intelligent climate control system that ingeniously balances human comfort during office hours with optimal growing conditions at night.
Clever.
While serving a practical purpose of providing fresh food, the Persona Farm is also a profound statement about corporate wellness, sustainability, and a new vision for the urban workplace, a seamless integration of nature and technology.
That sounds like something pulled straight from a speculative future, yet it's happening today. Is it just symbolic, though? Or is vertical farming also happening on a large industrial scale to truly address national food security?
It's definitely both, and moving rapidly towards scale. If Persona represents the symbolic and integrated approach, the company Spread represents its industrial scale future.
Okay, Spread, what are they doing?
Spread's techno farm Kihana, located near Kyoto, is one of the world's largest and most advanced automated vertical farms.
How large?
This facility is less a traditional farm and more a highly engineered food factory. It's capable of producing an astounding 30,000 heads of lettuce every single day.
30,000 heads of lettuce a day?
Yes, with truly minimal human intervention. The entire process, from precision seeding to automated harvesting and packaging, is largely managed by a complex network of robots.
A food factory run by robots.
Pretty much. The farm operates as a closed-loop ecosystem. It recycles over 98% of its water and uses custom LED lighting that significantly reduces energy consumption up to 30% compared to conventional systems.
Highly efficient.
Very. This level of precise environmental control allows for year-round, pesticide-free cultivation of produce that can be sold at a fixed price, completely insulated from the volatility of weather, climate change, or supply chain disruptions.
Predictable food supply, regardless of the outside world.
Exactly. What's fascinating here is the metaphor these vertical farms offer. They create perfectly sealed, climate-controlled internal worlds, largely immune to external chaos and unpredictable natural forces. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it parallels a societal trend we're observing. A retreat, perhaps subtle, from the unpredictability of human interaction in the outside world into more controlled, predictable, and technologically mediated environments.
That's a profound connection, creating controlled internal worlds, both literally with food and maybe metaphorically with society.
It's a fascinating reflection of the broader trends we're discussing.
So, on one hand, we have these hyper-efficient, self-contained food production systems. On the other hand, the demographic shifts are creating literal empty spaces. What about the architecture of absence? Specifically the Akiya problem, the empty houses, and how Tokyo is managing that?
The Akiya, yes.
Yes.
Vacant and abandoned homes. They are a direct and growing consequence of Japan's aging population and the ongoing rural to urban migration we talked about earlier.
Right. People move to Tokyo or older people pass away.
Exactly. As elderly residents pass away or move into care facilities and younger generations consolidate in cities like Tokyo, these houses are left empty. They are a growing concern.
Why? What problems do they cause?
They contribute not only to neighborhood decay and depressing property values outside the immediate urban core, but also create eyesores and potential safety hazards, like fire risks or places for pests.
Okay, so what's being done?
What's interesting is that the strategies to manage this aren't grand, top-down national schemes. It's more about targeted, small-scale interventions led by local governments aimed at repurposing these empty spaces for social good.
So more specific, community-level solutions rather than sweeping national policies. That feels very pragmatic, very Japanese, perhaps.
Precisely. Take Senigai Ward, for example, one of Tokyo's larger residential districts. They offer subsidies up to $1 million per room, about 7,000 USD maybe,
Okay.
for owners to renovate vacant single-family homes into apartment-style housing.
All right, converting them.
But then, they provide further subsidies for renting these renovated properties to specific demographics in need, such as single-parent families.
Ah, so addressing both the housing surplus and social needs simultaneously. Clever.
Very. Edogawa Ward, another area, provides financial assistance specifically for seismic retrofitting of vacant homes, a big issue in Japan.
Right, earthquakes.
But on the explicit condition that they're converted into rental properties, so it improves safety and increases the rental housing stock.
Okay. And how do people find these places?
To facilitate this entire process, many municipalities now operate what are called Akiya banks. These are online databases that list vacant properties for sale, often at very low prices, sometimes even for free.
Free houses.
Well, often needing significant work, but yes. It connects potential buyers or renters with this growing surplus of housing stock. It's a proactive approach to managing the physical manifestation of demographic decline.
And this deliberate repurposing of absence in the residential periphery, it stands in stark contrast to the massive redevelopment happening in central Tokyo, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
It feels like two very different cities evolving simultaneously.
It does. And this contrast reveals a deliberate urban strategy, a strategy of spatial bifurcation.
Spatial bifurcation. Explain.
While the periphery manages its graceful decline and repurposing, central Tokyo is currently undergoing a once-in-a-century redevelopment boom.
Once in a century. That's big.
Massive. We're talking multi-billion-dollar projects transforming key hubs like Shibuya, Toranomon, and the waterfront areas that hosted the Olympics.
Building huge new towers.
Exactly. Construction of gleaming new high-rise office and commercial complexes like the towering 49-story Toranomon Hills Station Tower, which integrates offices, residential units, a luxury hotel. The works.
And new infrastructure, too.
Simultaneously, new subway lines and transportation hubs are being developed to enhance connectivity and international competitiveness.
Okay, so why the contradiction? Fixing up old houses out there, building giant new things in the center.
This dual approach reveals a deliberate urban strategy. Tokyo is actively fortifying its hyper-modern, globally oriented economic core. It's concentrating resources and investment there to maintain its status as an Alpha Plus world city, a global financial and innovation powerhouse.
Protecting the economic engine.
Exactly. Simultaneously, it is implementing these policies we discussed to manage the graceful decay and socially minded repurposing of its less economically critical residential periphery.
So the neon ghost is geographically partitioned.
In a way, yes. A brilliant, vibrant, and dense center surrounded by a quieter, emptying, and slowly transforming suburban landscape. It's a calculated effort to preserve its global standing, even as the overall population declines.
It's like the city is performing urban triage, focusing resources where they yield the most global impact while gracefully managing the rest.
That's a very apt analogy.
And this leads us directly to the profound cultural shifts happening alongside these physical and technological transformations. Because the demographics and the tech, they aren't just changing the city's physical form, are they?
No, not at all.
They're profoundly reshaping its social fabric. Tokyo is becoming the epicenter of something new, a serene, technologically mediated solitude.
Technologically mediated solitude.
It feels like an acceleration of existing cultural tendencies amplified by these new realities.
That's a perfect way to put it, a very insightful observation. The transition to a more solitary existence is built upon a surprisingly strong and long-standing cultural foundation in Japan.
You mean it's not entirely new?
Not entirely. The concept of ohidorasama,
Whoa, Hidorasama. Heard of that?
which literally translates to party of one, has long been a normalized and widely accepted part of social life, ingrained in daily routines.
How so? How does it compare to, say, Western cultures?
Well, unlike in many Western cultures where solo activities, particularly dining, can sometimes be viewed with pity or awkwardness.
Right, the lonely person at the table.
In Japan, they're a common, respected, and often specifically catered for way of life.
You see it everywhere, don't you? Especially in the food culture. It seems designed for solo diners sometimes.
Absolutely. Ramen shops are perhaps the quintessential solo dining experience. Many still feature ticket vending machines for ordering, minimizing interaction.
Right, buy your ticket first.
And rows of single counter seats, often with dividers between them, allowing diners to focus entirely on their meal without any social pressure or interaction.
The flavor concentration booth.
Exactly. But the culture extends far beyond ramen. Izakayas, casual bars, sushi counters, even shabu-shabu hot pot restaurants have adapted.
Hot pot for one. How does that work?
Establishments like shabu-shabu lettuce, for instance, offer individual hot pots for each diner, allowing for a personalized and private dining experience.
Huh. So it's not seen as weird or sad.
Not generally, no. This pervasive cultural acceptance of doing things alone provides the bedrock upon which a more technologically isolated society can be built without generating significant social friction.
And the demographics support it.
Absolutely. It is, of course, strongly supported by demographic reality.
Right.
Tokyo has the highest rate of single-person households in all of Japan. Over 42% of households consist of just one person.
Over 40%. Wow.
Solitude in Tokyo is not an anomaly. It is a baseline state of being for millions.
So, Ohitara-sama is a cultural norm, a preference, even a choice for many. But then there's hikikomori,
Ah, yes.
which feels like the pathological extreme of this trend towards withdrawal. Can you explain that phenomenon?
Yes. While Ohitara-sama represents a functional and accepted form of solitude, hikikomori represents its severe pathological extreme.
How is it defined?
The term describes a phenomenon of severe social withdrawal. Individuals, predominantly but not exclusively young men, isolate themselves from society, often confining themselves to a single room within their family home for 6 months or longer, sometimes for years, even decades.
Decades, confined to one room.
Yes. This isn't just shyness, it's a complete disconnection from work, schools, social circles, everything.
How prevalent is it?
Government surveys and expert estimates suggest that somewhere between 1.15 million and maybe even 2 million people in Japan are currently living in this state of extreme reclusion.
Millions. That's a staggering number. It points to a deep societal issue.
It really does.
What are the underlying causes for such extreme withdrawal? It can't just be one thing, surely.
No, the causes of ikikomori are complex and multifaceted. They stem from an intricate interplay of societal, familial, and individual factors.
Like what societal factors?
Intense pressure from Japan's highly competitive education system and demanding corporate culture is frequently cited as a major societal trigger. The fear of failure, experiences of bullying or ostracism,
Right.
and a lack of stable employment opportunities, especially following the economic stagnation of the 1990s, can push vulnerable individuals to retreat.
And family plays a role, too.
It seems so. These external pressures can be compounded by family dynamics. Parents, often out of a profound sense of shame or perhaps a misguided desire to protect their child from the harshness of society, may inadvertently enable the withdrawal by providing for all their needs, food, shelter, internet, creating a cycle of dependency that is incredibly difficult to break.
And technology plays a dual, almost contradictory role here, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
It can enable withdrawal, but also potentially offer a lifeline for connection.
Exactly. The internet, online gaming, digital communities, they can act as powerful enablers of withdrawal. They offer a readily available substitute for physical society, allowing individuals to remain connected to the world, pursue interests, even form relationships, without ever physically leaving their rooms. This digital realm can certainly deepen the isolation for many.
But the paradox.
Yet, paradoxically, these same digital platforms can also serve as a crucial lifeline. They provide a relatively safe, anonymous space for initial connection, maybe a first step towards seeking help, or gradually re-engaging with the world outside their four walls.
So hikikomori is like the dark side of Tokyo's high-tech solitude.
In many ways, yes. A stark illustration of what can happen when the retreat from society becomes absolute, and how technology is implicated in both the problem and potentially the solution.
And it brings us to a new, fascinating aspect. Technology not just enabling a solitude, but actively trying to cure loneliness by simulating companionship.
Right?
It's almost as if the very tools that facilitated isolation are now being repurposed to combat its effects.
This is indeed a significant evolution, a societal feedback loop in action, perhaps, as loneliness becomes increasingly recognized as a widespread public health issue.
You mentioned the survey earlier, 1 in 3 feeling lonely.
Yes, that 2022 government survey. A stark indicator. A new wave of technology is being deployed not just to enable solitude, but to actively address it by simulating companionship.
Moving beyond just communication tools.
Exactly. This marks a profound shift from technology as merely a tool for communication to technology actively participating in and mediating relationships.
Are we talking about AI relationships? Like actually dating AI? That sounds like science fiction.
It's becoming surprisingly real. This trend is most apparent in the rapid rise of generative AI companions, dating apps like Lovers.
Lovers.
Yes. They allow users to form deep, intimate relationships and even symbolically marry AI bots.
Marry an AI.
Symbolically, yes.
Yeah.
These AI companions offer a form of companionship free from what many perceive as the messiness, uncertainty, and emotional demands that come with real bromance.
Companionship without the complications.
That seems to be the appeal for some. And this is not a fringe activity. It is part of a broader exploration of AI as a scalable solution for social isolation. Even the Tokyo metropolitan government itself is embracing this approach.
The government is involved. How?
In the suburban city of Hakioji, officials launched a pilot program using an empathetic AI chatbot named Akari.
Akari the chatbot.
Yeah. Akari provides a first point of contact for residents struggling with loneliness, social withdrawal, even early signs of mental health issues. It engages in conversational therapy, offers resources, and aims to nudge users toward human support when appropriate.
Using AI as a mental health first responder.
In a sense.
Yeah.
And beyond software, what about physical robots acting as companions, offering a tangible presence?
Right, like Piero the seal, but maybe more interactive.
Beyond software and chatbots, social robots are being developed and deployed to provide a physical presence for the isolated. The Oraimi robot, for instance. It's a small, 9-inch tall telepresence device. It acts as an alter ego for individuals with extreme social anxiety or those experiencing hikikomori.
An alter ego? How does that work?
Users can control the robot remotely via smartphone or tablet, allowing them to see, hear, and speak through the device, so they can effectively attend school, participate in workplace meetings, or interact with others in social settings.
Without ever physically leaving their homes.
Exactly. It's a bridge back to society, mediated by a machine.
Wow.
This raises an important question, though, doesn't it?
Which is?
Are we entering a cycle where the answer to problems mediated by technology is always more technology?
The tech solutionism trap.
The societal feedback loop risks deepening dependence on artificial interaction and potentially eroding fundamental skills for navigating complex, messy human relationships.
Yeah, if you only talk to AI, how do you handle real people?
Exactly. And the state's Japan now has a Minister for Social Isolation and Loneliness.
A dedicated minister for loneliness.
Yes. And the government sanctioning of AI in the social safety net. It signals an implicit acknowledgement that traditional community bonds are fraying and that technological solutions are becoming a primary recourse.
Acknowledging the problem, but maybe doubling down on tech fixes.
It seems that way. The resulting melancholy of Tokyo's future is therefore not one of overt despair or collapse, but maybe of a serene, comfortable, and perfectly managed absence of deep human connection.
A city that functions flawlessly,
with remarkable efficiency and calm.
even as its human core grows ever more distant and self-contained.
Precisely.
What a journey we've taken today. Tokyo's path into the 21st century. It offers this profound, really complex answer to the question of what happens when a megacity starts to fade, demographically speaking. The world's largest urban center isn't collapsing, as you said at the start. It is metamorphosing into something new, maybe unprecedented.
A new kind of urbanism.
Yeah. Driven by that inexorable tide of demographic decline, Tokyo is transforming into, well, a hyper-efficient, technologically saturated, and socially atomized metropolis. One that seems to prioritize serene stability over the chaotic dynamism of growth.
That's the neon ghost.
That's the quiet, humming reality of the neon ghost. We've seen how the shrinking and aging of the populace is the primary engine of change, creating this labor vacuum that is being systematically filled by a pervasive, intelligent network of automation from elder care to national logistics.
Right.
And this pervasive technological layer, in turn, reshapes the physical city itself, giving rise to those self-contained vertical farms that, as you suggested, kind of mirror a society turning inward, enforcing that strategic bifurcation between a fortified, hyper-modern economic core and a quietly transforming periphery.
The partitioning we discussed.
And these shifts both enable and are enabled by a profound cultural evolution towards this perfected solitude, where pre-existing norms of solo living, the Ohidara-sama, are amplified by technologies that offer companionship without the friction, the messiness of human relationships.
What's fascinating here, connecting it back again, is that Tokyo is, in a way, living out the very future it inspired decades ago in fiction.
How do you mean, like in cyberpunk?
Exactly. The rain-slicked, neon-drenched streets of Ridley Scott's Blade Runner. The sprawling, fractured Neo-Tokyo of Katsuhiro Otomo's Akira.
Classics. And they were based on 80s Tokyo.
Explicitly modeled on the Tokyo of the 1980s, yeah. These seminal cyberpunk works envisioned low-life, high-tech, technological marvels coexisting with social decay and human alienation.
Right.
Today, Tokyo is living a version of that. Not as a violent dystopia, perhaps, but as a quiet, managed reality. almost a serene cyberpunk.
Serene cyberpunk. I like that.
The Neon Ghost is the cyberpunk aesthetic made manifest, arriving not with a bang, but with the silent hum of servers and servo motors. It's a remarkable example of fiction presaging reality, in a way.
So what does this all mean for you, for us, for cities around the globe? Why should we pay attention to Tokyo's path?
Because Tokyo stands as a crucial prototype for the future of urban civilization in the developed world.
A prototype.
The demographic forces shaping Japan, the aging, the low birth rates, they're not unique. They're already visible in Europe, North America, other parts of East Asia, albeit at different speeds maybe.
So other cities will face this too.
As other megacities confront the inevitable end of their growth cycles, they will inevitably face similar challenges. How do you care for an aging population with a shrinking workforce? How do you maintain economic vitality without population growth? How do you foster social cohesion in an increasingly fragmented, maybe technologically mediated world?
These are huge questions.
They are.
So Tokyo's journey into the future of the Neon Ghost. It serves as both a potential roadmap and maybe a profound cautionary tale.
I think that's exactly right. A roadmap of potential solutions, automation, urban adaptation, the silver economy, but also a cautionary tale about the potential social and cultural costs.
What does it truly mean for a city to achieve perfect functionality, seamless efficiency, even as its human soul becomes ever more elusive?
That's the question Tokyo leaves us with.
It's definitely a question worth pondering as our own urban landscapes continue to evolve.